But for Aidan Turner, there was one cast member that he couldn't wait to see the back of when he finished filming the fourth installment of period drama Poldark, Barley, the apparently not-so-cute crossbreed, who plays Demels's dog Garrick. I hate that dog. I've never disliked an animal in my life, but I just don't like that dog, laughs Dublin-born Aidan, 34, who plays the series' dashing lead, Captain Ross Poldark. You can't pet to him and he just bites you all the time. All he does is look for a treat. There's zero love. Aidan is charting 2 ahead of the new 8-part series, which starts tomorrow, and his candid confession sets the tone for an interview in which he continually lets slip major plot spoilers. And while we aren't about to reveal any, we can promise that the new installment, based mainly on the 7th of the 12 Poldark novels by Winston Graham, The Angry Tide, is exciting and action-packed. We can expect more than one series regular to make a dramatic exit, and a sprinkling of new cast members to join the roster, as well as plenty more ups and downs for Ross Poldark and his flame-haired wife Demelza, Eleanor Tomlinson. When we last saw the couple, their marriage was on the rocks due to Demelza's suspicion that Ross was the father of Elizabeth Warlegan's son, Valentine. She then spotted them kissing in the church, despite Ross's promise that he would be faithful. The arrival of a charming young man by the name of Hugh Armitage, held captive with Dr. Dwight Ennis in France, further strained their relationship when he made a play for Demelza. She gave in to temptation in the last episode of Series 3, leaving fans wondering about the couple's future. But the good news is that they are in a better place when we return. Ross's relationship with Demelza is on the up to a degree, muses Aidan. It's a difficult time when we start the series. He's pretty convinced she's fallen in love with someone else and it's hard for him. They don't talk about it, and it takes a long time for them to have that discussion. The path to happiness isn't a simple one for the couple, especially when they are forced to spend time apart while Ross is in London to carve out a career in politics. It's something he'd resisted last series, but after a corn riot in Truro, he has a change of heart. He finally realizes that someone must take down evil George Warlegan, his arch-nemesis and Truro's entirely self-interested MP. I don't necessarily think he wants to be an MP, but he feels like he has to, says Aidan, who tells us that the action takes place between 1796 and 1799. That was a time of turbulence in England, when food was scarce and riots were common. Ross realizes he needs to campaign to abolish the poorhouses and child labor. He's good at being a leader and fighting for a just cause. And it's been a while since we've seen that from him. It's nice to get into the pit again and fight for the good, but while viewers will delight in seeing Ross embracing his role as the people's hero, what will the long period of separation mean for his shaky relationship with Demelza? Actually, I think it's a new lease of life for them both, reveals Aidan. Ross is away for months at a time and I think their relationship suffers a little bit, but it's fun to play scenes when they meet up again. They almost have a second honeymoon when they meet in London. Familiar faces returning for Series 4 include Osborne Whitworth and his long-suffering wife Morwenna, whose heart still belongs to Demelza's brother, Drake Carney, as well as Dwight Ennis and his wife Caroline, who are considering starting a family. Elizabeth decides to try for a baby, too, to secure her marriage to George because of his suspicions about Ross being Valentine's real father. Lovesick Hugh Armitage will also continue to pursue Demelza. Poldark has been a hit since it first aired on BBC One in 2015. The show has made household names of its cast, particularly leads Aidan and Eleanor, who have since been snapped up for high-profile TV and film roles. Eleanor most recently appeared in the Agatha Christie drama Ordeal by Innocence and is filming an epic new adaptation of War of the Worlds for BBC One. A talented singer, she's also released a folk album, Tales from Home. Aidan, who has branched out into film roles in Look Away and The Secret Scripture, is still rumored to be a hot favorite to replace Daniel Craig as James Bond. It's something he's always been unwilling to be drawn on. "I don't know what any of that is," he says, "it's just speculation and press. I don't take any of that stuff seriously," and while his legions of loyal female fans will be hoping to see him scrub up in a tuxedo sometime soon, there are plenty of swoon-inducing scenes to look forward to in Series 4 of Poldark to tide them over, including a shirtless scene in the very first episode. Both Aidan and Eleanor are still very much committed to the show and have both signed up to star in the 5th series, although Aidan admits that they are all prepared for the end when it comes. "It's been big for us all and it'll always be special, but things naturally do come to an end," he says. "I think we've done really well with Winston's books, but you don't want things to go on too long. I think next year might be the last one. Certainly for a while. There's a huge gap in the books, about 11 years, and I wouldn't want to be aged up. I'd have to come back in 10 years, revisit it the right way. I'm not putting grey in my hair or anything like that.